Hi there, it's Liz Yuille from Old Staples Crafts, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator based in the UK. Thank you very much for joining me again today for another Inspire Create Challenge project. Our theme this time is Easter, so I have made a really quick little package for Easter goodies using one of our clear acetate boxes. And if I open it up, assuming I can get into it, then, as I say, assuming I can get into it, see, I've tied too well a knot, well, half knot. Don't you love it when these things happen? Ah, there we go, slip it off. So inside I have some little chocolate chicks, courtesy of Aldi, but these sort of things are going to be available everywhere, I'm guessing. Certainly in the UK at the moment, about the one thing you can get hold of is Easter goodies. It's not quite that bad, but anyway, let me show you how I made it. We need to start, obviously, with one of our acetate boxes. They come wrapped in polythene just to protect them. So the first thing you're going to want to do is take that off and dispose of that. And then what I tend to do is just squish, ooh, I've not taken all of it off, squish my box so that all of the score lines are working nicely. You do need to just persuade them a little bit because being acetate, you need to just show it who the boss is. So to pop it together, all you need to do, actually I just need to do those two first. So all you need to do is the side with the cutout goes in first, then the two little flaps, and then the last one goes in and tucks in that slit, and you've got your nice box, and you can just make sure that it's nicely square at the bottom, and there you've got your box. To cover it, and I use cover in the loosest sense of the word, I used the Brights Designer Series paper stack for the original because I was using a chick and therefore Daffodil Delight. This time I'm going to use a bunny, and therefore I'm going to grab crumb cake, and again I want the gingham. Actually I might do Sahara sand. There is method in my madness. But yes, Sahara sand, and I want the gingham side. Now, if you've got the mini trimmer, then you can use that to trim your paper, but because I want to be able to score as well on weird measurements, I'm going to use my main trimmer, and I want to cut just under 2 inches. These boxes are 2 inches square, so you want two pieces that are just under 2 inches wide. So that's our scrap. And the reason you want them just under 2 inches wide is so they'll go inside the box. And then you want to just use your scoring blade. And again, you want to score at just under 2 inches. And then line that score line up just under 2 inches and score again. This will be slightly long, but it's fine. And then do exactly the same thing with your other piece. Now, if you've got a metric cutter, then you're probably looking at just over 5 centimetres, between 5 centimetres and 2 inches for your score lines. And I know that's just weird, combining imperial and metric, but you know, that's life. We can cope. So then just fold those and pop your first piece in, and you want that to go side to side, and you can see it fits really nicely. Now this one is going to be a little bit long, and I am actually going to bring in my mini trimmer for this. I just want to trim off a hair of a smidge, and while I'm at it, I'm going to find the one that's long on this one, which would appear to be that, and trim off hair of a smidge again. So they are both slightly under 6 inches long. So let's pop the first one in, and I like the gingham being out. It's just pretty that way. And then I've got some bunnies from the same source. And I've got sheep as well, but I'm going to use bunnies. And then just slip this piece in. Now you want to put your flaps in so that those aren't showing through the lid. Then this is where it gets slightly fiddly, because you're going to try and get inside those flaps. Giamalon, you can do it. There we go. In fact, it may be, no, it's going to be just as fiddly to do it the other way around. So doing the back or the front really first really doesn't make a huge difference. And then just give it a shake to flatten that out. And then you can close your box. And again, because we've now got paper in there as well, it's going to be quite a tight fit, but it does fit. That's the thing to remember. So there we go. Now, the reason, or one of the reasons I wanted to use the Sahara Sand was because we have got in the annual catalogue Sahara Sand linen ribbon, and this is part of a combo, and I can't remember which one. Let me find ribbon. Ribbon and trim, there we go. It is part of the Magnolia Lane suite. So you've got Mossy Meadow linen thread and what they just call linen ribbon with white edges, and I think of it as Sahara Sand. It's certainly nearer Sahara Sand than it is crumb cake. So let's just wrap this around. It's really nice ribbon as well. I haven't used it nearly enough. And then just, where have my scissors gone? There they are. And just cut that off. Whoops. And I like to feed that piece under there. And then at the point where you tie a half knot, that's the moment to just reorganize where your ribbon is. And then, now that's the front, so in an ideal world I want my tails to come down. I think I've not done a particularly good bow, but it's on camera. Bows never go well on camera. And then just trim your ends. And there we go. So I don't need that anymore. So for the stamping, I need my scrap of Whisper White and woo, Tuxedo Black that apparently has a life of its own. And stamp that. Where should we pop that? There. And just pop that to one side for the moment. And then I've got a scrap of, just a strip of Whisper White and the Happy Easter. And that, again, I'm going to ink up, pop that out of the way, and just stamp that. And leave that for a moment. Now, it is best to wait until your memento is completely dry. What I should have done, of course, is stamp, then wrap my little parcel. But hey, there we go. Life's like that. I need one more blend. So I've got dark petal pink and the crumb cake combo. And I want the pink because I want pink inside to my little bunny ears. And I think we'll give him pink bases to his feet. Like that. And, probably need a soft suede for his nose. In fact, fact, I might go dark soft suede. You can see I planned this, can't you? So dark soft suede for his nose. That's better. And then, yes, I will. I used to be indecisive, so I'm going to do all of him in light crumb cake first. And this is just a base. There are two schools of thought of this on this. You can put down a light version first and then put dark over the top and then blend, or you can just go straight in with your dark and then blend your light. And I don't know, I haven't quite settled on which works best, and I sometimes think it just depends on the day. So what I do like to do though is do the outside in with the narrow and then come in and do the larger area with the fatter end. I just think you've got more control that way on where you're putting your colour. So how are your Easter plans going? It's kind of weird. Dear Donald Trump, I use the word loosely, seems to have just about got over the we're all going to be back out in the world again before Easter. I think that was wishful thinking. But yeah, we were supposed to be going over to see my brother and sister-in-law and family at Easter on Good Friday. Not happening, obviously. Right, so now come in with the dark. And what I want is the outside, and that bit there in particular, to be darker. And then blend in to the middle. So he's got a sort of lighter face and a bit of... I will be blending that so it won't look quite so bizarre. And then... So, did you join me for my Facebook Live yesterday? I am going to be posting it on my YouTube as well. By the time you see this, I may have already done so. It really depends on how quickly I get these things done. But yes, I was doing my first Coffee and Card Facebook Live. I have been doing Coffee and Card on the 2nd and 4th Tuesday of every month in person, but of course that's not happening now. So I have transferred it to weekly on my Facebook business page, because that's the joy of being online. So if you missed yesterday's, do come and join me next time. So this is where I just blend that out. So it'll be every Tuesday, and I'm also going to be adding some YouTube Live. I want to work out how to schedule my YouTube Live, and I haven't quite got there yet. I may just have to go live and wing it for a bit. And there we go, our little bunny. Right, okay, so fussy cutting, not difficult. You need to move the paper, not the scissors. So your scissors you're just opening and closing, and then just move the paper around to just follow around. I just like to leave a little edge. I mean, you can go straight onto the stamped image, but I do like to just leave a little bit of an edge. Just, so how are we doing for time? 14 minutes, okay. So do remember that we would love to see your entries for Easter projects over at the Inspire Create Challenge website. That is down, linked from my website, and my website is linked below in the description bar. And you'll go straight to this post, so you don't have to worry about finding the right date. It's just there. Just going to cut that piece off because then I don't have to have it hanging off. So yes, we can't wait to see your Easter projects, because it's not long now, and with all this working at home malarkey and self-isolating, hopefully you've all got lots of time to do extra crafting, so it is a perfect time to make some Easter projects. Easter cards to send out to your friends and family who you'd normally see over Easter would be amazing. Let's bring back happy mail, you know, real proper mail. And you can, it's certainly in the UK, because we're allowed to go out and take exercise once a day, you could walk to your nearest letterbox and just pop things in the post. So yeah, it's an opportunity to get happy mail back. So that's that fussy cutting, and yes, I am going to fussy cut this as well. And again, just follow it round. It doesn't need to be perfect in any way, shape or form. You're just following round, and I like to dip in and come round and come out and go round and go in. So you're just giving an edge to the words as if you had stamped them and then die cut them with a matching die, just so that you've got that edge. So just, you know, think about those die cuts that you see, which are words with matching die cuts. That's what we're looking at. We're looking at making that just with a pair of scissors. And you can do it with any sentiment you want. Just follow round like that. Okay, so let's get rid of the scraps. And then what I want to do is have that, I'm sort of thinking it could be held in his paws, but that doesn't really work, so we'll just pop it straight across the middle. So I'll just pop a little bit of adhesive there and pop that down over the top. And you don't need to have the adhesive all the way across, just on a little bit. And then on the back I'm going to add a couple of bits of dimensional, because I want, in fact what I'm going to do is, let's see, it may actually be too long. Let's just have little bits. We don't need a huge amount. I just want the ribbon to be loose. So let's see, can I? Yeah. So let's do, oops, one bit there, one bit there, and then there, and there, and then just peel those bits up. Yep, those are done, and just pop your little bunny on. So obviously I will retie my ribbon for my chick, but there we are, 2 little happy Easter boxes. Really quick, really easy. You could pop these on people's doorsteps and give them a little happy Easter present. So yeah, give it a go. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe if you don't already, and do keep an eye open. Oh yes, add the notification bell as well, so that you will know when I go live. And do have a look over on my Facebook business page as well. And if you need anything and you're in the UK and you want to order, you can either order from the link below or over on my website. Thank you very much indeed for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Bye!